Hey guys, Liam here. It's been a while since I've done a video, but I've been driving in Houston today, and it reminded me that I've been wanting to do this topic for some time, and that is that um, based on over 1 million miles driving in the last 10 plus years or so, I've come to a realization that about 90% of you guys don't know how to drive, especially when it comes to being around big trucks. So I just wanted to talk about a few things that you guys do that are extremely irritating to big truck drivers, and or just things that you do that aren't really safe or good for you or anybody around you. Uh, First, let's talk about on-ramps. Most of you don't know how to use an on-ramp. An on-ramp is designed to get on the freeway or the main road, and by the time you get to the end of that on-ramp, you should be traveling at the speed of the traffic on the freeway or the major highway. Um, and the best way to do that is to use that big long pedal on the right side of your floorboard. It's called the accelerator. Particularly when you're around a truck, if I'm in the right lane and you're using in the on ramp getting on the highway, I'm under no obligation whatsoever to move over to let you on the highway. It's up to you to adjust your speed to the traffic and to the speed limit. If that means, and 9 times out of 10 around a big truck, that means use your accelerator. You are faster and more agile than I am. So just step on it, get in front of me, get on the highway, and go on about your way. Um, Please don't make me have to slow down. Every time you make me have to slow down, it could take me up to a mile to get back up to speed. And that's time wasted for me against my drive clock when I'm trying to get stuff moved so that you can go to the store and buy it. So on-ramps is one thing that people don't really know how to negotiate very well. Don't panic when you get up beside a big truck. Just step on the accelerator, move on in front of them, get on the highway. Another thing that I've noticed that a lot of people seem to be baffled by is the use of headlights. Headlights serve actually two purposes. Sure, they help you see where you're going, but they're also there to be seen, to help you be seen. And I've noticed this particularly lately when all these cars now have like automatic lights or whatever, an auto setting on your headlights. Some of the cars that you guys drive, they have the auto lights have sensors, and the sensors don't activate. They either don't activate all of your headlights or they don't activate your tail lights. And this is particularly a problem when it's dusk or dawn and in bad weather, rain, drizzle, things like that. It's like you literally, especially if you're driving a gray, a silver or white car, you will literally disappear in road spray if you don't have your lights on. And that's not good for you, and it's not good for me, and it's not good for anybody around you. So please, pay attention to the setting that you're using on your car, and if it's raining, then put them on the on position rather than the auto position. That way you know your lights are on. Another thing folks seem to have a problem with is passing a big truck. They'll pass a big truck, they'll cut right back in on us, and then you'll slow down. I guess the only goal was you wanted to be in front of the truck. It wasn't that you were trying to get anywhere any sooner or any faster. It was just you wanted to be in front of the big truck. And when you do that, again, it causes me to have to slow down, back off you. Any space that's left in front of me, I've left there for a reason, because it takes a truck a long time, an 80,000 pound truck, it takes a long time to stop. At 55 miles an hour, it takes us over a football field to stop, and that's on dry pavement. So add things like any type of precipitation, things like that, and that stopping distance is greatly extended, and that's dangerous. And trust me, if I run over you, it's not going to end well for you. There's nothing I can do about it, but it's just not going to. Whenever a car and a truck get involved with one another, it usually doesn't end well for the car. Um, so on the topic of passing, let's talk about lane changes. Um, if you have turn signals, operating turn signals on your car, you're supposed to turn those on before you make a lane change, not when you're already halfway in the lane, not after you've already gotten into the lane, but before you actually start to move over into the lane that you're wanting to get into. That's to let everybody around you know what you're intending to do, and I'll give you some space if I know that that's what you're trying to do. So please use your turn signals before you get in the lane, not when you're already halfway over or already completely in there. And also, let's talk about lane changes in a traffic backup. I'll sit and watch cars. They'll make 5 or 6 lane changes, and I'll still be able to read their license plate. So that tells me that their plan's not working. So if you're just making a lane change, just on all you're doing is adding to the problem. You're slowing everybody behind you down. A lane change is an opportunity for an accident. It doesn't matter what circumstance you're making it under. That is an opportunity for an accident. So that's not good for you, and it's not good for me. Kind of going along with passing and lane changes and so forth is the speed that you choose to drive. First of all, if you're on an interstate or a major highway and you're going 10 miles an hour or so below the posted speed limit, you're not being safer. You are a road hazard. You're creating an unsafe situation for yourself and everyone around you. So please just drive the speed limit. And when we talk about speed, drive a consistent speed. Don't speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down. That is extremely frustrating to people around you who are trying to go on down the road. The next thing is what to do around a big truck. A lot of you seem to want to hang out beside or behind or right up against a big truck for whatever reason. That's extremely dangerous. Not so much for me, but for you. I'll see cars that'll hang out like back the tires on my trailer. Have you ever seen what happens when a big truck tire explodes or you have a blowout? It's not good. And if you're right there in your car, you're very likely to get some of that shrapnel. And even if it doesn't damage your car, it's liable to startle you and cause you to have an accident. So don't hang out around big trucks. If you're going to pass a truck, pass. Just get on around them, get in front, and move on down the road. That brings me to passing lanes. In Texas, we have a lot of 2-lane roads where we'll have a passing lane. And professional drivers, hopefully like myself, will typically move into that right lane in order to provide you a passing lane on the left. If you want to pass me, go ahead and pass. Don't wait until the lane is about to end and I'm getting a sign that says my lane is ending and I need to merge to the left, or you're getting a sign that says your lane is ending and you need to merge to the right. Don't wait until then to make your pass. Go ahead and get around me, pass me, and that way when it comes to where we're losing the lane, we'll be out of each other's way. Another thing that just really bothers me a lot is when there's a vehicle on the shoulder, like say somebody's pulled over because they've had a flat or out of gas or having a mechanical issue. A professional driver, if I'm in the lane adjacent to that shoulder, I'm going to move to the left to get away from that person to give them room to do whatever they're doing. It's just common courtesy. And when someone comes up to my left and prevents me from doing that, when I'm sitting here with my turn signal on, wanting to move to the left so that I can give those folks some room that are having a difficulty or pulled over on the shoulder, when you prevent me from doing that, you're causing me to create an unsafe situation for those people. And I ask myself every time somebody does it, it's like, how would you like it if it were you or a member of your family that's on the shoulder of the road trying to deal with a mechanical issue or trying to change a tire or add gas to the car or whatever, and some big truck passed right within inches or a foot or so of you? You wouldn't like it. So please, if you see a big truck that they put their left turn signal on, back off and let them over. And by all means, don't dart around them on the right. Don't go between them when they get to the left in the left lane. Don't go between them and the vehicle on the shoulder, because then you're creating the unsafe situation. It's just it's extremely discourteous. It's just like you don't care about anybody but yourself. So please don't do that. Um, Also, pay attention to what big trucks are doing. We sit higher. We can see down the road further than you can, and we have radios in our trucks. I know you might have Waze or whatever, but Waze doesn't tell. They may tell you that there's a car stopped on the shoulder, but they don't tell you what shoulder it's on. They don't tell you exactly what's going on. I can get on the radio and talk to some people, and a lot of times get an answer. Not as much as I used to be able to, but I can usually find out what's going on down the road. So to kind of pay attention, we usually do things very intentionally. I mean, there are idiot truck drivers just like there are idiot car drivers. But most of us who've been doing this a while, someone like me, I've done this over 1,000,000 miles. We usually have a reason why we're doing something. I don't make unnecessary lane changes because that's creating a situation for me to have an accident. I don't tailgate. I don't cut in front of people. So if I've got my turn signal on, 9 times out of 10, there's a reason that I'm wanting to move into that lane to get out of putting someone else in danger or getting out of danger myself. Let's talk a little bit about cutting off trucks. I've drove around Houston all day today, and it was raining, and it is unbelievable how stupid people are. And this is, that space that I'll leave in front of me I leave that for a reason. And especially when it's raining. I mentioned this earlier. Please don't, just because there's space there, don't dart in front of me or any other big truck. That is extremely unsafe for you. It's a dangerous situation. I know that we're all in this mode these days to where we've got to look out for others, and I'll see people with their little mask on. They'll be driving along in their cars by themselves with their little mask on to protect others, and then they'll have their phone right in their face. Who are you protecting? You're endangering everybody around you. Or those same people will dart in front of a truck or some more traffic, endangering themselves and everyone around them. So I just don't get it. I think I've covered about everything that I've thought of so far. Again, just think about what you're doing and use some common sense. Quit being idiots. Try to be courteous to people. And like I said, I try to drive professionally, and I try to be as courteous and get out of people's way as much as possible. Oh, one other thing. Don't get mad at a big truck who's in the left lane. A lot of times, like for instance, when I drive through San Antonio a lot, I know the traffic patterns of San Antonio. I know where they're very busy on ramps, and so I might be in the left lane to avoid oncoming traffic or where people get on or exit the highway. That way I don't have to make lane changes around those people and endanger everybody else. I'm doing that I'm just trying to get over to be out of everybody's way. And I drive a governed truck. My truck will only do 65 miles an hour. So if I'm in the left lane, there's a reason why I'm over there. I try to stay out of that lane. I try to stay in the far right lane as much as I can. But I drive these areas enough that I know where I need to be and what part of the highway, like what mile marker or what exit I need to be in what lane. I do this all the time, and a lot of guys that drive regular routes, they know that as well. So just because we're in the left lane, we're not trying to slow you down. There's probably a reason we're over there. So kind of cut us some slack a little bit. Well, that's all I'm gonna cover. I'm sure I'll think of other things, but that's a lot to digest, I'm sure. But just think about what you're doing and try to be courteous and safe, and don't put yourself or your family or anyone else in danger. And this 10 seconds that you're saving by being stupid on the road is not worth your life. So take care, be safe, happy holidays. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you got anything out of the video. Take care.